Hi, I'm Ruggero from One Foot in the Door, and I've got a very interesting question from Lucky Luke Productions. So Lucky Luke asks, can you make a video about directing crew members, please? Thank you very much, Lucky Luke. That is a very good question. It's quite complex. There's obviously a lot that goes into this. I would say, first of all, as a director, there is one basic rule you need to respect. And that rule is, don't be a dick. I'm sorry. But honestly, that does go a long way. Now, I'm saying this because I have met quite a lot of directors who, it's not that they're not nice people in general, but they succumb to the huge pressure of the set. Being on set, being a director on set is stressful. Everyone is asking you questions. You're responsible for telling the story, for everything, and for being on schedule. Every single production runs late, and the pressure goes up and up and up, and it's very easy to forget to just be nice to people. And that can create some very bad and heavy atmosphere on set. And bad atmosphere spreads. You need just one person who has a really bad attitude, who's really heavy, and suddenly this, like a cloud, it spreads around the set, and shooting becomes really difficult. Everyone becomes like nervous and tense, and everything gets harder and harder and harder. So, as a director, I think it's your job to be nice, to try and create a nice atmosphere on set. You do that by doing a few different things. Basically, it's about being a good leader. And a good leader should be someone who is not too friendly, because you don't want to be too relaxed and then you have this slacker attitude and nothing gets done, and then it becomes stressful because you're running late. But you also don't want to be an absolute dictator who shouts at people every 2 seconds for not doing what he wants. So it's finding that balance. So you're relaxed, but at the same time, you ask people to do what you need them to do. Now, obviously, if you are on a proper site, you'll have a first AD. So it's the first AD's job to make sure people are on time. So in a way, he or she can be the bad guy. So you can be the relaxed guy, the more chilled guy. At the same time, again, it's your job to answer questions. And everyone will ask you questions all the time. And there is one big and very important suggestion here, which is always answer. Don't make stuff up. So don't pretend to have an answer if you don't, but just make choices. So there's nothing wrong with admitting that you don't know the answer to something, but at the same time, it is your job to make decisions. So make decisions. And remember, there's nothing wrong, again, with going back on your decision later on and saying, look, I'm so sorry, I've changed my mind. We tried something. I know I told you to do this, but now that I see it, now that we tried it, I don't think it works. We need something different. That's fine. Sure, it might piss some people off, but ultimately it is part of the game. It's part of the job, right? So do your job beforehand, do your homework beforehand. So you need to know your script, you need to know what you want, you need to be in a position where you can make decisions, okay? What does that mean? Personally, I like to storyboard everything myself, and I like to do that because it helps me visualize, and it helps me think about options for shots and things, and I find that useful. So then when we get to the set, people then ask me a question and I know exactly what I want. Maybe I don't even have the storyboard anymore. Like sometimes I just leave it at home, but I know in my head what I want because I have storyboarded before, so I can tell them. At the same time, I would be open to options, to different things, but you can be open to options only if you have a very clear idea of what you want in the first place. If the director of photography asks you, oh, can we do this shot, like put a light there and do this cool shot like this? Maybe it is a really cool shot, but you know what? Maybe it doesn't fit your vision. Maybe it doesn't fit the style that you're going for, but you will not know that unless you really know what it is that you're going for. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with experimenting. Filmmaking is a collaborative art form, so you should absolutely listen to everyone and take into consideration every single opinion, every single suggestion. But you need to be in a position where you can decide what to take. You don't want to be the guy that refuses everything, but you don't want to be the guy that accepts everything either, because where the hell are you going otherwise? So that's your role, I think, as a director. And if you are that type of friendly but decisive director that people can rely on, that will create a much nicer atmosphere on set in general, and it will make everyone relax a little bit and work actually harder because they know that they've got a good captain of the ship. That's your role. In terms of sort of selecting the people you work with, or sort of in general, so directing them, get to know them as much as possible, especially your head of departments. And, you know, if it's a very small production, the head of department might be the whole department. So, you know, the cameraman slash cinematographer slash gaffer slash whatever, he's the one that does everything. And then the sound recordist, one person does all of the sound, you know. That's fine. However many people you have, get to know them. And I mean this both in a professional sense. So have a good chat with them. Arrange meeting beforehand where you can discuss what you want. Listen to their suggestions, for example. But also get to know them as people. Remember that ultimately you're not looking for buddies to go out to the pub every 2 minutes or whatever. But you do want people that you enjoy spending time with, because you will be spending a lot of time with them and you need to be able to trust them. There's one thing that happened to me a while ago, okay? So I was involved, I was asked to direct this project, which I really liked. I really liked the idea. The script was fine. I wanted to polish it a bit more, but it was good, it was strong. So I was very excited about that. We already had a few, with this guy whose project it was. We already had a few meetings and a few things. And at this point we were very close to production, probably a bit too close than I would have liked, because something happened that really rubbed me off the wrong way. And it was just this: we had gone to a pub, we had a lunch meeting, okay, and as we were going out, there was this old lady who was coming in, and she opened the door, and this guy just went right through it. He didn't look at her, he didn't thank her for basically opening the door. She wasn't opening for him, but because it was coming out, she held it for him. He ignored her. Just went right through like, you know, he was the emperor and she was a servant. That really rubbed me off the wrong way. It really annoyed me. At the time, as I said, we were already getting closer to production stuff. It was a bit too late to just put the brakes on and jump off ship just because he was rude to an old lady. But it was a red flag, and I should have stopped at that point, because the production then revealed itself to be a nightmare because this guy was a nightmare. And, you know, he started being rude to everyone. He said, you know, it was horrible. And I could see it in that tiny episode with the old lady. So that's what I mean, like, look out for red flags as characters, as people. You know, if someone just doesn't have the right energy for you, it's something, sure, you're excited about the project, but you don't really want to spend time with this person because something's rubbing you off the wrong way, leave it. Find someone else. Because as I said, especially once you're on set and the pressure goes up, the stress goes up, if the starting point is not good, it's going to be a disaster. So that's my recommendations. Be a good leader, be nice to people, and get to know them beforehand. Each one will need a different approach, different way to talk to people. You know, some people appreciate if you're really nonsense and just say, do this. Other people want to, you know, appreciate it more if you say thank you and please. And sometimes it is also a cultural difference, you know, depending on people from different nations and whatever. So it depends. Get to know them. give them what they need to be happy and to do their job at the absolute best of their abilities. I hope this helped. Guys, let me know what you think. So what do you think is a good approach to dealing with crew members? If you are a crew member, or if you're an actor, you worked in productions, what did you see worked? Was it a good approach to dealing with crew members and cast? And what did you see was a bad approach to to working with people? So let me know in the comments below, and if you have any questions or requests for other topics you'd like me to talk about, please leave a comment down below as well. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.